Not here, you missing out. Is this show? Welcome to the We Love Wrestling Spot. My name is Terry. I'm with Danielle from the Pretty Hills. Today, we are with TRISH ADORA. She is a U.S. Army veteran. She is an independent wrestler. She is the Pan-African World Diaspora champion. The world champion. She's here with us today. We'd like to thank her for being here. How you doing today, Miss ADORA?
Hey, I'm doing good. Doing good. It's been kind of a busy day, busy past couple of days, but just kind of keeping a lid on it for the most part. Been doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing good. Danielle, how you doing?
Hanging in there.
Before I ask my first question, I first like to say thank you for your service. We appreciate that. You know, I work closely hand in hand with people who are in the Army and different military branches. So I appreciate that when I saw that about you. But can you tell us, my first question is always, why do you love wrestling, or what started your love for wrestling?
Yeah, so my love for wrestling started like super early. Some of my earliest memories were like that smoky WCW ring and like the Nitro Girls and all that stuff. But I remember seeing Jacqueline versus Crash Holly and just being blown away by just seeing a match like that at a time like that, a black woman versus a white guy, and their gender, just seeing all that. I thought that was the coolest thing. So ever since then, I kind of had it in me to become a wrestler. So those are some of my earliest memories.
Miss Jack, you know, a lot of people say Miss Jackie. How's that, you know, growing up seeing Miss Jackie, the representation that she gives you when you're watching wrestling, something that you might want to do in life?
It was really cool too, just seeing her, because I mean, had I not seen her, had I not seen Jazz or even like China and stuff, had I not seen women like that, and especially women of color, I don't know, who knows what could have happened, you know? I saw Jackie and it sparked something in me to become a wrestler. I saw her hanging with the guys, which is something I've always innately done. You know, I have 5 brothers, you know. I played rugby, I was in the Army, so there was never any, there was no like reason why I could never really hang with the guys. So to see that as a kid, I was like, what? That's awesome. So that kind of definitely groomed me into the woman I am today.
Mm.
Okay, groomed you into the woman that you are today. So who, because I'm looking and you got this shiny thing right there, that beautiful title that's just, it's like, I can't really focus. So I see you holding that. We're going to talk more about that here in a second, but who trained you? Because to hold something like that, I mean, your trainer has to be awesome. And who helped you get started in this?
Yeah, so I initially trained at Team 3D in Florida under the Dudley Boys. So I trained there for about 2.5 years. Then I moved back up to DC and I started training under Jonathan Gresham at Ring of Honor. So,
Oh, good foundation. Shout out to Jonathan Gresham. That's his nickname.
yeah.
Now that title, I mentioned it in the beginning. Can you tell us about that title? It looks like it's representing the culture. It's for the culture. It's a beautiful belt. I mean, a beautiful champion with a beautiful belt. Can you tell me something about the belt?
Yeah, so this was designed by Lateef Reed, and it was put together by Belts by Dan. And this was all the brainchild of Johnny Cross, and me and Johnny Cross go way, way back. We deployed together in 2012, so he's, a really close friend of mine, and we would always just talk about wrestling. That's kind of how we met and bonded. And one day he was just kind of talking about starting up a wrestling company, and I started talking about becoming a wrestler. And sometimes it just feels like ideas, but over time you start to like set something aside for it, and you start to make those plans for it, and it starts to become real. And this belt is pretty much the pinnacle and just the summit of every single thing that I feel that I've worked for, and all those dreams that he spoke of as well. And so to be the first person to hold this, to be even the only female that night in the tournament to win this, it just means so much.
How long have you held it? The viewers got to know. You said the only female in the Wait a minute. The only person to hold it and the only female in the tournament. What? When was this? How did this go down?
This all came together February 15th in Washington, D.C. So the tournament bracket was set up about a year in advance. And so they had a show to get the semifinalists all set up. And once that happened, that's what you saw on the 15th. So throughout that night, I had 3 matches and I had to go through the ringer pretty much. So yeah, it's all up on, I'll have the link actually. I'll put the link in my bio on my Instagram and Twitter. So we'll all be able to watch that together.
And we'll put the link on the YouTube and the website. So as you're watching this, you can go click on, at the end of watching this, hearing from the champion, you can go watch the match and the whole tournament to see how she won the belt. Now, I see this belt. I found out about it. It was in the tournament. It's a world championship, so is the world open to challenge for this title?
Yes, I encourage it. I encourage it. I did a tour in Japan and the UK last year, and especially in the UK, I got to meet a lot of really great wrestlers of color, and it got me thinking. I was like, okay, maybe I can make this a yearly thing. Maybe I'll, visit the UK every year and just do a small tour here and just travel the world and just get to be able to learn and work with as many people as I possibly can, any competitor, male or female. That's very important to me to be able to do that.
Any competitor, male or female, anywhere in the world?
That's a lot of people, yeah.
It's a world title.
Look, we got time.
You got time? Oh, okay.
No.
So are there any, Danielle, I'm gonna let you go ahead and ask your question because I was about to get into it and go somewhere else with it.
Okay.
But I'm gonna come back to that. So Danielle, you go ahead.
So I was intrigued because you said that Jacqueline was one of the people who stuck out the most for you in watching wrestling as a child. Like, she's definitely in my Mount Rushmore. And I just wanted you to talk a little bit more about representation and how much it mattered to you being a young girl, who's okay and, who can hang with the boys, but seeing someone who actually looked like you, right, inspire you to do such. So I wanted you to just touch a little bit more on that because that's kind of how I felt, right? But I was a little older when Jacqueline was wrestling, but still it was like I went so long watching wrestling and then, wow, someone looks like me. So now I'm even more intrigued and going to pay more attention. So I wanted you to touch a little bit more on that.
Yeah. So, and even with Jacqueline being placed in the Hall of Fame as well, it was just kind of like a full circle moment. And it kind of just sort of solidified what I always thought. I do believe she's the best in the world. And it's so important for a Black woman to be considered that. She's very well respected by her peers, and everyone always holds her in such a high regard. And even that, to me, is something that I aspire, even in my personal life as well. So seeing her doing that, and even seeing, Naomi doing that now on a larger scale, for Black women as well, seeing Bianca Belair do that, it's very, very inspiring. It's good to see, them handle business that way.
So with that said, I mean, we got to put, you named, quite a few names and they're on pedestals, right? We all have put them on pedestals. Like, yes. How far are you on that pedestal? Because I mean, I'm a big fan of you. I don't wrestle. So like, even though, I'm not a tiny little girl, like I look up to you. So like, is there anything like that you are purposefully doing for like maybe, women like me or even little girls like my daughter to like look up to so you can be like my daughter's Jacqueline? You know what I'm saying? Being that you're presently wrestling. I'm trying to break her. I mean, we watch WWE, we watch everything that's televised, but I'm trying to really get her into more independent wrestling because everybody starts somewhere. No one really, it's very rare that you go from the bottom barrel to like television. So, there's progression. So is there anything special that like you like are meaningfully, impactfully like doing to really just help those behind you say, hey, I'm here. Like, I would be your Jacqueline. I would be your Naomi.
Yes, I do believe that even existing in a male-dominated sport, especially a white male-dominated sport as a Black woman, that you're especially put under a magnifying glass and a microscope, so to speak. So I feel like there's always somebody watching, and there's always this pressure to be absolutely perfect, and you can't misstep, not even a little bit, or face just this backlash, and it's just to see women on a larger scale just sort of take it in stride, and to just want to live that example myself, and to see all my other peers just sort of take that in stride. And with me personally, I would like to even introduce the more technical side of wrestling, to, audiences that may not always see that, and to be
Not
an example.
From women.
Say again?
I said they don't see it from women per se. Like
Exactly. Yes. And, honestly, some of the best wrestlers in the world are technicians. I mean, you can name any one of them, and to be put in that, or to even be considered, or to be put on that Mount Rushmore would mean so much, especially as a Black woman, to feel like that's how I got my props. You know what I mean? So it's just really important for me to try to live that example, and to show other women that they can do it too. Hopefully I can be someone's Jacqueline. I hope so.
So my last question would be, after seeing, and I didn't know that you traveled abroad was it with the title you traveled abroad?
It was not with the title just yet.
Oh, okay.
I completed the first half of the tournament at that point.
Oh, okay. So just, knowing that you're kind of well-rounded in the sense that you've been to other countries and you've had conversations with other people who are in, of the culture, they're just of a different country. What are we to expect, like, Corona aside, what are we to expect in the near future from Trish Adora?
In the near future, I am going to continue to train. Right now, I'm currently training under Jonathan Gresham, and I'm going to continue to sit under his learning tree, and I'm going to absorb all that I can. I'm going to continue to be a living example professionally, of course, how to conduct yourself. And I plan to, once Corona, decides that it's going to, chill out a little bit, and maybe some borders open, I would love to go back to the UK. I would be honored, honestly.
Terry, I'm going to kick it back to you.
Oh, yeah. So as you were talking, I was just looking at the screen, and this thing by my head says Black Wrestlers Matters. Mm-hmm. So Black Wrestlers Matters sent out a tweet that you sent to them. And you said, if you have a ring and you have the heart, that is enough. When I heard that, I took it as Trish Adora just put every wrestler on notice. She just said, if you got a ring and some heart out here, you got a chance to come at it. Come for the title. So Trish, here's what I want to ask you. Is there some names, some people, some wrestlers who you think are worthy to challenge you for that title? And how can they get that going to even let you know that they want to challenge for that title?
Well, the get to knowing part, that's kind of the part where it gets kind of, we retweet and we tweet and everything like that. So it gets a little, kind of fuzzy sometimes, but, I am literally a tweet away. I see nearly all of my notifications. It is kind of, it's kind of a lot nowadays. So I'm trying to sift through, but I do see about 9 out of 10 of my notifications. So if you shoot me a text, we can definitely get something started. I know Darius Carter has been reaching out. Suge Wilson is someone I would absolutely love to tie it up with. Tootie Lim Ramsey, Faye Jackson, of course. I love Auntie Faye, and I would love to tie it up with her one of these days. Let's see. Jordan Blade is just absolutely phenomenal. She's quite the technical wizard, and I would absolutely love to tie it up with her as well. Let's see. I got a nice rolling list going. Mercedes Blaze, actually. She worked with me while I was in the UK, and I always wanted to run it back. So I can't wait to run it back and definitely tie it up with her again as well. But that is an open challenge to any and all wrestlers.
I'm not a wrestler, so you know what? Let's just try. If I got the training and everything, can I get a match?
No, Terry.
You know what?
We need you here. We don't need you wrestling.
I understand, but look at the belt.
I see the belt.
Anybody would be honored to fight for that belt right there, because what that belt represents is a whole culture. So I'm just saying, if I was to train myself, I'm not saying that, not even saying I would do this. I'm saying if I did and I got it right and I got my name a buzz, I'm a person of color. I rep the culture. Could I challenge for it?
I would be your first match. I got you.
Out the gate, straight out the school. She said okay.
Oh, that's cool, Trish, but I'm not playing with you. You're not Gary hit me with that lariat. I seen it. Come on now. Come on now.
The lariat coming.
That's how you get broken in.
Nah, it wouldn't do. It would not to break me. Now, it wouldn't do me no justice if I didn't ask you. Heard you got a show coming up. I'm on the show. I'm not on the show. I mean,
I was gonna say what?
Yeah, I'm not on the not on the show at all.
I'm like, I bet.
I'm with a group that is helping sponsor this. We love wrestling because we love wrestling. It's coming to Indianapolis, Waterman's Family Farm, September the 26th, 3 p.m. Generation Championship Pro, and I saw a new promo video, and you were in that video. So does that mean that you're coming to this show?
That's what that means. I'll definitely be making an appearance at the show, so I'm super excited about it. I will be there with bells on and a belt on.
Then yeah, I'm telling you, I'm challenging for that belt.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Trish? You're defending the title at this show?
That remains to be seen at the moment.
I'm training right now, Danielle.
I was gonna say, I'm waiting on you.
You can't put that out there. I was trying to set it up.
Say, waiting on you. Let's go.
Look, she's gonna wait till you get your first bump, and then she'll put it up.
I'm way too old for that. I got a child that I'm trying to raise. I can't risk my life like that. Not with Trish, because have you seen the clothesline? Did you?
Yes, I have.
I ain't got time for that. She knocking people out their shoes and everything. I ain't got time to deal with all that. And then she says she's being trained by Jonathan Gresham right now. Come on, bruh. I'm not playing with her. Trish, I can't even play with you like that. Now I have to ask this. 16 person tournament, 15 men, 1 woman, you. I saw a title defense against a man. I know anyone can challenge for it, but do you have do you want to wrestle more women? Because you already blew through a 15-man tournament. So I mean, are you gonna have a women's tournament, or are you gonna give all the women a shot now?
Oh yeah, it's wide open. I have no problem either way here. I'm most interested in being able to work and learn with a lot of people. So I have no problem either way that goes. So there's definitely a nice little list of women, there's a nice list of men. So we can definitely mix it up. I'm cool either way. I'm good in every hood, so.
Oh, she's good in every hood. Hey.
I like that.
I'm good in every hood. That is, it's awesome. It opens my mind up, if I was to fantasy book matches, since anybody can challenge for that title.
Yeah.
Danielle, are you along for this ride to see what goes on?
I got my pen here, so
I'm absolutely along for the ride. We've had smaller conversations with wrestlers, and they've definitely it like I said, it's been a bit of buzz going on around it. There are some people who were well aware that it existed. There are some people who they've just realized or just came to know in the last couple of months that it's existed. So honestly, I'm really excited for like the last quarter of 2020. I know this year has brought about a lot, but for every curse there's a gift, and I think the wrestling world being surrounded by that title, it's getting ready to be some interesting things happening. And I'm definitely, I'm here for the ride. I got my Metro card.
Right. Right. It's definitely, you know, going to be a ride and a challenge for me, you know, because now that I'm considering myself a world champion, there's a certain way that I have to carry myself moving forward. And I have to make sure that I'm able to rise to that occasion every single time, you know. There's just a lot on me to make sure that I can do that every single time, you know, especially with, you know, being a world champion and then being a Black woman and, you know, in this male-dominated, this white male-dominated field, you know, just trying to make sure all my moves are about right and I'm still staying true to myself. So that's kind of, you know, the task I'm looking at, and I'm looking at it. I think I got it.
Let me stop playing with you, Trish. Let me stop playing with you. Being a world champion, do you realize you just put a target on your back for any person of color, anybody to come for that belt and come challenge you to have a match to try to take that belt off of you? Do you know how much pressure that is? Are you ready for that pressure?
You know what? Pressure makes diamonds, so
yeah.
I'm ready to go.
She wants to smoke.
I'm just ready to shine, you know, and I want others to shine too. This isn't just a one-person show. It really did take a village to sort of raise me up, and this is my way of giving back. I want us all to work and learn and grow. That's the best part of wrestling. You know, that camaraderie is the best part of wrestling, honestly. So, should be a good time. Letting all my brothers and sisters know what's up.
It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
Daniel, you got anything else? I think I'm good. I'm ready to see where this goes to.
Yes.
All right. So I will say this before we even close out, because I don't know, I'm ready to think of something in my head and it just comes out because that's what I do. Any wrestler, any person that wants to challenge Miss Trish ADORA for the Pan-African World Diaspora World Championship, she told you she's one tweet away. She's a message away. All you got to do is contact her. To contact her, Miss Trish ADORA, can you give them your social media, where they can contact you at, where they can find you?
Yes, all socials are at Trish ADORA 202. That is on Twitter and Instagram.
Twitter, Instagram, Trish ADORA 202. You should start blowing her messages up.
Yes, you should. You should.
She should have matches just lined up for people trying to knock her off for that belt. Who knows? It could be you that's the next. It could be me. It could be Danielle. We could have somebody training me to tell you about.
It could be.
You know?
I prefer to buy a ticket. I don't want the smoke.
Just reach out to her. It's going to be a lovely ride that I'm here for. Let's just say things will happen. So be a part of it. Hashtag Pan is AF. Pan AF. This is We Love Wrestling, and we're Pan AF. Ooh, that's what you got to just send out. Is you get that tweet, who knows what could happen? Something that can change the culture. Now, I'm gonna just stop there because she wouldn't tell us what's happening at GCW Pro. Kind of hurt my feelings. I don't know. She might be on a lot of shows. It's my first time seeing her live, so I'm a little hyped. So I'm upset I couldn't get the exclusive, but you know, it's whatever. Be there September 26th, and you will see what she does. Is she just there? Will the belt be there? Is it a match? Is she doing a walk-in? What's going to happen? We don't know, but we can't wait to see. But I'm Terry with We Love Wrestling. It's Danielle with the Pretty Heels. You have been with Miss Trish ADORA, the Pan-African World Diaspora World Champion. I can't say it that many times and you not understand it. It's a big thing out here. You wanted a real world champion. You got a real world champion that represents you. Contact her, get the shot going, and who knows? You could be the next champ. But if you are the next champ, we talk to the first champ and the only champ that matters right now. Like I said, if I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we love wrestling. It's too sweet for the coach. Ooh.